right, we are live on a beautiful Tuesday from none other than the Revich Investments Amphitheater. It's our traditional podcast setting, guys, right? Thousands of people behind us, a large crowd. We got some merch in the front, and I will tell you what, no better place to be on this Tuesday evening, gentlemen, and a special episode tonight. Welcome in, everybody. In case you're just joining us for the first time, this is the Gem City Sports Podcast on the Gem City Sports Podcast Network. And guys, we've made it. It's our 100th episode. Woohoo! Round of applause.
I don't know how we
everyone.
made it.
Nick doesn't know how. Well, Nick doesn't really know how he's making it right now, to be honest with you. He almost got us kicked off the air at the beginning of the show before things even started. So that's that. But great to have you in. It is our 100th episode. Hard to believe. We started back in the beginning, middle of August, and it was just a crazy idea, right? A couple of guys that are lunatics in their real life just wanting to talk about sports. And tonight, guys, we are here. But what a beautiful setting, right? 8 great Tuesdays. If you haven't been out, you should be out. It's wonderful. We got thousands of people here, and just no better place to spend a Tuesday evening. And it's really cool Erie's doing this, that they're letting us do this here.
This is one of the best events that I think Erie puts on, because I think you have the music, you have the ambiance, but like this amphitheater, aptly named, mind you, but this amphitheater is just a beautiful setting.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the sun setting going behind you, you got music playing, you got the food trucks here in front of us. Maybe no greater place to be.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, for the folks watching, this is not an AI background. That is a lake behind us.
This is real.
That is a live band. We have several thousand people here. Most of them for us, but I'm glad they get to see the blues guitar here, too.
I'm surprised more of them aren't turned around this way. We should probably let them know it's showtime at this point, right? Great to have you in, though, again, wherever you may be watching, however you may be joining us. We've got a great show tonight in a 100th episode celebration. We're going to start in a minute by talking to Todd Revich, who, of course, has helped us as the sole sponsor for our show and also is the sole sponsor for the Revich Investments Amphitheater. He's going to be joining us in a moment of Revich Investments. Wayne Bradford's going to join us, guys, because we thought we would do something cool tonight. We are 100 episodes in. We've done a lot of stories, but tonight we're going to predict individually the biggest story that we think we're going to be talking about over the next 100 episodes, assuming the FCC allows us to be on the air for 100 more episodes. That's coming up a little bit later with Wayne Bradford. And then, back by popular demand, we did it for Thanksgiving foods, we did it for Christmas movies, and now we are doing a summer picnic food snake draft. Cannot wait for this.
Absolutely.
We can only imagine what Nick Artman is going to pick if he gets 1-1.
Listen, I stand by deviled eggs at 101 for Thanksgiving. Get out of here with that hate.
Horrendous pick, but we'll let it slide. That was a long time ago. As always, our show is brought to you by Revich Investments, keeping financial guidance simple. If you want more info, just head over to the website, www.revichinvestments.com, or you can simply call them at 814-734-3433. The clapping that you hear in the background is for this man, Mr. Todd Revich of Revich Investments, Revich Investments Amphitheater, Gem City Sports Podcast Network, presented by Revich Investments. We're having a good time out here, Todd.
Hey, it's wonderful. And I got to say, congratulations to all of you. 100 podcast episodes, not everyone can do that.
No.
A lot of them don't make it. In Gem City Sports, they've done it.
It's all, I don't know how they keep letting us on the air.
And you know what? I'm just flattered that not only that we can support this venue, which I don't think enough people in Erie really go to or even know.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, half the people I talk to from Erie don't even know that this thing exists. The beauty, but I'm also really flattered, and I think it's very appropriate that we get to celebrate your 100th episode here at the amphitheater.
It's wonderful. It's a perfect night, and they just knew. They just knew that this had to be the night. I want to talk 8 Great Tuesdays because, for the first year, you are now sole sponsor of the Revich Investments Amphitheater. And you mentioned, even if you live in this area, not enough people come to an event like this. What has it been like getting a chance to be a part of it this year and just get to enjoy the great music, the great food? And, I mean, you see thousands of people here.
You know what? It's a privilege. But let me tell you, before this year, I've been here twice.
Yeah.
And it was last year, and I've been in this town 25 years. So I saw the beauty. I saw the community here. All walks of life come here. All types of music come here. This is truly a community asset, and I think it's the best community asset. So, it's been a privilege. It's been an honor. It's been exciting as heck being part of this. And for the record, I was going to make sure Nick didn't make it onto the spot.
It was actually in the contract. Todd was like, can we find a way to not have him on the show anymore?
For the record, I was going to hold out, but
we put him on the end just as a compromise.
They're going to zoom the camera in at some point as if it's not going to be here.
Erie is a cool area, and we know because we live here, but you've got the lake right behind you. You've got boats and things of that nature, and the summertime is just a really great time to get out and about, and I feel like this is like a culmination of that, right? When you think summer in Erie and you think events, you think 8 Great Tuesdays, right? 'Cause that has been the sole event for many, many years, and it's neat to be able to get out and experience it, and even more so, too, get to meet people that you've never met before and get to rendezvous with some that maybe you've never talked to.
You haven't seen for a long time. I mean, everybody. It's interesting. There's dozens of weekly music events out there now, but obviously it didn't hurt this place.
No.
I think it's the history. It is the community. Like Isaac said, you see people you've never met. You see people you haven't seen for a long time. It's all walks of life. And honestly, if you haven't been out here, you need to take it in.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any better view or setting than this amphitheater.
The sun goes down, the sunset hits, music playing. The only thing better is having a live podcast.
And maybe not having Nick here.
No. All right.
Just kidding.
All right.
No.
You even gave him the wristband for food.
I did.
That's
I
really nice
actually fed him already.
Kudos to Todd, because we'd probably be hangry at this point if we weren't getting the food. But Nick, we were talking earlier about that. The nice thing about an event like this, first of all, it's free, so you don't have to pay to get in.
Yeah.
And number two is you can just relax, right? There's no force to do anything. You just can sit back, relax, and it is cool because a lot of these artists are, especially the openers, are local guys, gals that are trying to make it and do a good job. And all the acts so far have been wonderful, including tonight.
Yeah. Well, and I think Todd said it best, and I'm not just complimenting you because you want to kick me off the show, but but a little bit. But it really is kind of like a microcosm of Erie, right? I mean, you have music as this universal language that breaks people, that brings people together. So whatever people are coming in from, whether it's, the McDowell Cathedral Prep rivalry, if we're talking sports, if it's East Side versus West Side, if it's Bayfront versus Lakefront, whatever. This is a place that everybody comes together, listens to some good music. Like Todd said, great venue, sunset in the background. I'm here to talk sports, but the music is a beautiful part of this.
So we heard you doing some karaoke earlier, Todd. We're not going to ask you to do it on here.
No.
But do you have a favorite genre of music?
Oh, no, I like them. If it's good, I like them all.
It's like them all.
I'll listen to anything.
Okay. Your favorite artist in particular?
No.
You just karaoke.
I don't do it.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
No.
No? Okay.
Whatever's on his heart that night.
We tried.
I'm really disappointed you didn't ask me to sing, but
Do you want to?
No.
We've got three singers and a kick-ass tone guy on this podcast who do technology well. I don't know. What do you make of the artists tonight? Didn't get a chance to know who this was, but I guess pretty popular, over a million likes
this
on
is the
Facebook.
opener right now, but I guess the headliner is a young man, supposedly pretty famous guy.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know this. There's been a lot of people talking about him all day, all week. Our bartenders were, my secretaries were. So he's a pretty big deal.
Well, and you've got, if the crowd's any indication, you've got people that are backed up to almost to where we are, which is kind of cool. So you've got your hands in a lot of Erie events, Erie sports, and I know for you at Rebich, being able to give back to the community, right, and invest in the community, whether it's us, whether it's with 8 Great Tuesdays, is really important. How exciting and I guess fruitful does an event like tonight look for you, knowing that you've invested so much and have been a part of this community for so long?
Yeah, it's not really measured by the business it brings at all, because it quite frankly doesn't do a whole lot of that. We kind of gauged on the excitement of the people, on the participation of the people, on the attendance, on the crowd, and it's extremely exciting. There are no words. This has definitely been, in my opinion, as far as that stuff goes, community excitement, the best deal we've ever done.
No question. Okay, so I have a
second best. Gem City Podcast.
That's right.
Network.
Oh, okay, Gem City Podcast number 100 episodes today.
Right? Isn't that wild? It's hard to believe. I came back to him in August with this crazy idea, and he probably looked at me and thought that I was some Joe Rogan knockoff wannabe, and now here we go.
I want him to be a Joe Rogan knockoff. We're working on it.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
we need some land. If anyone has land in Texas,
There you go.
Yeah.
If there's any land in Texas, let us know. Okay, so I have a proposition for you. So we're doing this episode tonight. We want to do one more episode of 8 Great Tuesdays. Do you have or know anybody with a boat?
With a boat. Probably do.
Okay. I think it would be
we'll find
cool
one.
to be on a boat and do an episode from 8 Grade on said boat.
I think Mark Eisert has one. Millennium. We have to hit up Millennium Sound and see if we can get us on his boat.
He does, no question. All right, I love it. Todd, we really appreciate you doing
Hey,
this,
it's been my
friend.
pleasure. And again, congratulations. It's
Thank
been
you.
great being part of your podcast.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's flattering that you guys chose to be out here at the amphitheater for your 100th celebration. So congratulations, all of you. You've done a great product. Great job.
I appreciate
brother.
you, my friend, and being a part with us. Go enjoy it. Go enjoy the food, drink, and the headliner coming up. I want to see you on stage doing karaoke. I want to see you on stage doing karaoke, Todd. We'll see. That is Todd Reppich of Reppich Investments. He, of course, is the sponsor for our show. He's the sponsor for the Reppich Investments Amphitheater. And guys, as we continue our 100th episode, this is just cool. Like I feel like we could really go like 2 or 3 hours on this thing and just wait till the music's over and go from there. But it is really a neat spectacle because it's just different. Like, not a lot of areas have stuff like this. Maybe they have small concert series, but, I mean, the whole city seems like they're here right now.
Yeah, and they're always here. I mean, they've been doing this since I've lived in Erie in 2013, and I mean, it just seems like it's bigger and bigger every year.
Every time I turn around, the crowd gets bigger. I've been here
I know.
for 90 minutes, and every time I turn around, holy crap, they're right up here.
Yeah. We're happy we got here early because otherwise we probably wouldn't get on the air in time. We'd be sitting in security waiting for them to check our bags.
We'd be parking over at the Talk Erie Studios on State Street.
We might have to park the Millennium Sound Studios at this point in Edinburgh. Yeah. All right, Wayne Bradford's going to join us as we continue our 100th episode. And again, want to thank all of you for being a part of us the entire way, supporting us, being with us, and just enjoying what we love to do, which is talk sports, and that's an exciting thing. We've got some merch that we're going to showcase to you in a little bit, and also stay tuned because a website is coming soon. Yes, the Gem City Sports Podcast Network website will be up and running soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Thanks to Todd Reppich and Reppich Investments for being a part of our show each and every day. All right, Coach Wayne Bradford joins the show. He's always got the shirt good to go, my friend. Totally Tubular Festival. How was that? Because you attended.
Yeah, the Totally Tubular Festival in the 80s was great. It was about 8 or 10 bands, and the wife and I did a weekend where we went and saw Hootie and the Blowfish on Saturday at Burgettstown Star Lake, and then we did the Totally Tubular on Sunday, so we made it a whole weekend. So it's been the summer of Wayne for about 4 years, and my wife has indulged me and let me take her all across this region for great outdoor music. So I'm at home right now here.
Yeah, Wayne's loving it. We weren't sure he was going to get on
live
the show.
music, live sports. Wayne's here for it, buddy. You're going to
you-
get the best Wayne Bradford you could possibly get on tonight's episode.
You missed it before we went on the air. Nick and I were sitting back and watching. Wayne and Paul were discussing football strategy. I think they have a whole playbook already dialed up for a middle school football team at some point. So, a PSA, if you're looking for a head and assistant coach, these two in the middle have you covered. So
Well, you could tell them what you found in the back of my car as well.
Yeah, okay, tell people about that. So
I don't know that I want to know.
Am I
going to be an accomplice
So
now?
Wayne and I rode together. He dropped his car off, and in the back I see this binder, and it said what? Football strategy.
It said defensive articles.
Defensive articles.
So it's a 3-inch 3-ring binder.
This
so I
dude.
opened it, and there's 7 years of articles in there. So I'm like, here's quarters coverage.
You know
Here's
what it was?
Ripley's match.
You know what it was? If we ever got to see the nuclear launch plans, that's about the amount of content that you would see with Wayne and his defensive scheme. It was amazing.
It would not be as detailed.
No, it would not. No, I mean, he had what? Kirby Smart, Nick Saban,
Kirby
Will
Smart, Will
Muschamp.
Muschamp, Don Brown, all of the greats, all the 8-man front guys. Got to have overhangs. Got to have overhangs.
What's the cover story? Who's the cover story?
The cover story is it's a Nick Saban compilation of attempting to understand what they call Ripley's match, which is match cover 3, which he and Belichick put together when they were at Cleveland. You know, he'll tell you you're playing Marino and you can't defend 4 verticals in cover 3 and also cover an out. And Marino could throw it from hash to hash. Boom. So they came up with this concept of match coverage, and it's cover 3 unless the number 2 receivers go vertical, and it becomes cover 1. So it's pattern match. You're playing both. And it's really been something that we've probably done since 2017.
Yeah.
When we were at Edinburgh.
Yep.
And have carried it over into high school, and it's been really good for us.
Yeah, Cleveland's historical coaching tree.
Yeah, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick. Where are those guys? And I think Saban's coming back next year. That's not my bold prediction, but I think he might be back next year.
You'd be starting us off strong if that were the case. Well, good transition then. So let's get into the meat of the show. The potatoes are coming later with our summer food snake draft, no pun intended. So we're going to do what we've been talking. What?
That was a good one. I was giving you a compliment. That was a good
thanks.
pun.
My dad jokes and puns only come every so often. I'll take it. All right, here's what we're going to do. So 100 episodes in, we've had a lot of great stories. We've talked about a lot of topics. We've made some great bold predictions. Wayne nearly predicted the trade of the century between the Browns and Cowboys. It's one of the best moments we've ever had on our show back on New Year's Day. But tonight, we're doing an ode to our next 100 episodes. So, gentlemen, I have asked all of you to prepare a bold prediction of the biggest topic that you think we will be discussing over the next 100 episodes. It can be anything: pro sports, college sports, local sports. Whatever we talk about is on the table. I'm going to start down the way with Nick Artman.
Okay.
There are so many topics that we discuss and a lot of exciting things, a lot of twists and turns. What is the biggest prediction, biggest topic that you think we'll be talking about over the next 100 episodes?
All right, so I'm usually pretty chalk with these things. So I tried to come out of my shell and try to be a little more bold with this. So this is a bold prediction that I think we could be talking about, and it's going to be a big one if it happens.
Okay.
All right? After a collapse of a 2025 NFL season where Aaron Rodgers plays the worst quarterback play of his life, DK Metcalf catches 800 yards and 5 touchdowns, and neither running back gets over 500 yards a game. The defense falls apart. After a collapse of an NFL season by the Steelers, Mike Tomlin resigns as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nick, I asked you for a bold prediction, not a reality check.
No, it's not going to happen. There's no way he's going to resign. He's not going to get fired, that's for sure. But I think there is a good chance that, and it's not because he's ready to be done.
Yeah.
Right? I think yes, the Steelers are trying to go all in right now. They go after and get a guy like Aaron Rodgers. You shore up TJ Watt long term. You get rid of some of the, we'll say, riffraff in the locker room with Pickens and some of the free agent that they let go into free agency. They turned over that defense. We'll see what happens with Jalen Ramsey. I don't know. You get rid of Pickens because of the attitude in the locker room and bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. I don't know what you're doing there, but that's neither here nor there. So whenever they go through all of this, you go all in. Yes, I understand they still have the draft picks. They still have the strategy for next year to be able to rebuild the team. So you're not selling the farm to potentially be third in the AFC North. But when that happens, Pittsburgh faithful, the fan base, the city is going to be pining for Mike Tomlin's head. It's not going to be the Rooneys who want him to go, but the city is going to get so loud to the point Tomlin goes, you know what? I'm out. And then 30 seconds later, he's got another head coaching job in the NFL.
I guess my question is there any scenario at this point that would lend to him being fired, save for conduct? Because I feel like we're already past that point, right? I mean, we've had multiple 7, 8 straight years without a playoff win, 9-8, 10-7. It just feels like if he hasn't been fired already or hasn't resigned already, is he going to?
He won't be fired. I don't think he can be fired. No. Just looking at the Steelers historically, looking at who's out there to replace him, like unless Saban's coming to Pittsburgh, I don't know. He didn't have a great NFL career, but oh, sorry, forgot he was the Dolphins.
Yikes!
Because I don't think there is a chance he gets fired because he didn't sell the farm for Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers is gone, you still have the draft picks to go get a first-round quarterback if you need to. See what happens with Will Howard.
Yep.
Maybe Dak Prescott comes over from Dallas and another crazy Dallas trade from Wayne Bradford. But no, I don't think there is a chance he is fired next year. I think he could lose every game this season, and I don't think the Rooneys would fire him. It's not the way they do business.
Ooh.
It's not the way they would want to see him go.
Okay.
Especially because they just re-signed the contract. I think he signed through 2027, 2028. 2027. So they're not going to fire him early. If anything, they'd let him run the contract out.
Man, that's a bold prediction. That's a spicy start. Nick is zigging when we're all zagging, I think. We'll have to see. It's interesting because it's like at what point, right? I mean, if they're not going to get over the hump this year
Right.
with all the moves they've made, then when? I guess that's my biggest question. So bookmark that. That will be very interesting because we may be bringing this back up when we go live at the draft in April, talking about Mike Tomlin. Or maybe Mike Tomlin's the guy who just steps on the stage first after Roger Goodell and says, I'm not leaving. I think that's more realistic. Paul Adamczyk, you are always a Nostradamus. I know you like to normally go the NFL route, but I'm curious to see what your bold prediction for the next 100 episodes is. What's the biggest topic that we're going to discuss?
Well, you kind of introed it when you said, like, this could be national, this could be local. So the biggest story is going to have to be national.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
sure.
That's gonna make the most waves. So I'm sort of along the same lines as Nick here. I am going to the NFL. I am taking a local football team, not the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think my story is actually going to be way bigger than Nick's because, like you said, Tomlin's on his way out. I mean, Pittsburgh doesn't want him. The Roonies love him.
Yeah.
But Tomlin, it just, the fan base, Pittsburgh's tough, and he's lasted a long time there. The number one story that we're going to cover in the next calendar year, in the next 100 episodes, Cleveland Browns have found their quarterback. It's not the 3rd round pick. It's their 5th round guy.
Wow.
Shedeur Sanders is going to be, before the end of the season, the starter and the savior of the Cleveland Browns. And we're going to be talking about it. Everybody across the NFL landscape is going to be talking about it. There's going to be guys on jet skis going by each other. You see?
With Browns
You
flags.
see, Shedeur?
And Wayne Bradford's going to change his trade from Lamar Jackson for Justin Fields to Lamar Jackson for Shedeur Sanders.
So listen. So this is the number one story. Why? Well, okay. The Cleveland's been looking for a quarterback since who? Bernie
still
Kosar.
I was born, yes.
Right? He's a high-profile name, obviously. He fell in the draft, so there's intrigue. There's fight there. You got to fight.
He's got a
through
chip
that.
on his shoulder.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. Listen, he's doing all the right things in the offseason now. Okay, he's driving 110 miles an hour after practice. I think he's on his way to the stadium. I think that's actually what happened.
The one in Brook Park or the one downtown?
I was both times. Wherever he was, he must have been getting a bite to eat real quick and then headed back to the stadium. He's staying late. All right. He has the athletic profile of a top-tier quarterback. You don't have to be a Lamar Jackson. You'd love a Lamar Jackson.
Sure.
You don't have to be a Lamar Jackson. You have to be able to see the field. You have to be able to anticipate what the defense is doing. You have to be able to throw with anticipation. And then when you throw with anticipation, you have to be able to throw with accuracy in this league. Those are all things that Shedeur Sanders does well. I get the arm isn't top tier. I get that he took a lot of sacks. He held the ball a long time at Colorado. I think a lot of that gets fixed when you have a professional offensive line in front of you. I think he was working
Where's
with...
he getting that?
Fair. But I don't know. I think if you watch the Cleveland Browns offensive line and then you go watch Colorado tape, you'd be like, somehow the Browns are better.
That's better. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, he did have Travis Hunter, where there were plenty of times where it was Travis out there somewhere. And I get that. But you're gonna get that in the NFL too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody in the
Throw it out
NFL
to Jerry Jeudy
is
and
a
Njoku, yeah.
exactly. They've got enough freaks of nature on that roster. Njoku's great. Harold Fannin is one of my favorites. He's not Travis Hunter, but he's a great guy over the middle. They're going to have a much better rushing attack. Judkins is coming back. I'm not worried about it. They've got another back in Sampson who's going to be great. We talked about the run game being much improved. Stefanski's offense runs well when he's got a good run game. It can't possibly be worse than it was last year. They've got two young guns doing it this year. Yeah. They're going to put a quarterback in position to succeed. I think they're just looking for some guy to take the reins. And I think this is my conspiracy theory, okay? I think the NFL pushes teams, elevates teams, gives them more than fair circumstances when they have a popular player at a popular position, a la the Buffalo Bills. I'm just saying. But they push things that they like. And the league, whether you like him or not, which is the great thing about him, is
Right.
the juxtaposition of Shedeur.
Yeah.
You love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
And the NFL would love to push that. And I'm sure the Cleveland Browns would love to have a guy with positive headlines for once. I think he's the quarterback of the future. I think everybody knew he was first, second round talent that they somehow got in the fifth. I think that was a lot of overblown because of his dad. I think he's going to be really, really special player. I don't think he starts the season, but I think he's QB1 by the end of the season. And there's real intrigue into going into 2026 with Shedeur as QB1.
Man, we are spicy stir fry sriracha peppers at this point. Wayne, what do you
Boom,
make of
mic move.
What do you make of Shedeur Sanders, Wayne?
So this will not be my bold prediction, but let me piggyback on those two guys.
Okay.
So not a bold prediction, reality. The AFC North will be the worst division in football this year.
What?
There will be 3 teams under 500. The Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals,
And the
and the
Baltimore
Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens will win the division at 9-8.
They won't win. They won't lose.
There
a game.
will only be one team from that division that makes the
Holy
playoffs.
crap.
They will beat each other at home, so they'll each be 3-3 in the league.
Yeah.
And they're not going to beat the Vikings, who are on their schedule. They're not going to beat the Chargers, who are on their schedule. They're not going to beat the Chiefs, who are on their schedule. They're not going to beat the Seahawks, who are on their schedule. They're going to be mediocre,
Sure.
and that's not a bold prediction. That's a fact.
That's a fact. So that's how he gets away with 2 bold predictions in one night. I see how it is.
Okay, so now-
Okay, no, I
All
get
right.
it.
Now-
Wait, hold on just a
Yeah, I
moment.
wanna unpack
think,
Shedeur.
well, just a second. Before we get to Shedeur, we'll get to Shedeur in a few minutes because I think this is a great segue. While you were speaking, your son, Nick
I
Bradford,
was gonna do
gave
the same thing.
his prediction. He believes the Ravens Super Bowl will be the top topic of discussion over the next 100 episodes. I don't know if that was where you were going, but I
This
yield
sounds
the
like a
floor to you,
conspiracy
Wayne.
theory between the Bradfords.
My son will, and my friends down in Maryland know that I do not believe that the Baltimore Ravens will ever win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson.
Wow, that's insane.
Oh, I mean, I agree with you.
You
All
can
right.
have 16 MVP titles, but you're not winning a Super Bowl. Baltimore cannot win from behind with Lamar Jackson.
Right.
They must be ahead.
Yep.
And in the playoffs, here's what people don't understand. He's 22-1 against the NFC in the regular season. The
Yeah.
NFC doesn't care. They
Yeah.
don't scheme. It's a game.
Yep.
But when you get to the playoffs and you play Spagnuolo a second time or Bobby Babbage a second time, now you can't do anything.
Yep.
When teams scheme for Lamar Jackson, Mark Sanchez has more playoff wins.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Hey, sorry, Nick. Your old man just shut down
I
your
love
bold
you, Nick.
prediction.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, that's a pretty big retaliatory, aggressive
Those
move
are
there.
facts.
Well, then spit another fact at us, Wayne. Let's
Let's
go
do a bold
to
prediction.
your bold prediction.
All right,
for
so
the
we're
next
going to go
episode.
national, international.
Oh.
The Washington Capitals are going to win the Stanley Cup in Alex Ovechkin's last season. So everything this year was about Ovechkin and the scoring record. He's achieved that. But in his 19 or 20 years, he's only got 1 cup. Spencer Carberry's Coach of the Year. He's done a great job in AAA. He's sitting behind that bench, and he realizes that he has to become Rob Brindamore, right?
Yeah.
He has to be able to beat Carolina, and Florida is not going to win 4 out of 5 or be in 4 out of 5.
Oh, I disagree.
So I believe that Alex Ovechkin will have a better year than he did last year, but the surrounding cast, the 2 goalies, the young defensemen that Washington has,
Yeah.
will be ready to win the Stanley Cup. People don't understand how injured and hurt they were. Protas down the end, some of their big defensemen. They really gave up a lot of crappy goals down the middle, and it was because they only had 5 defensemen there at the end.
Yeah.
So the Washington Capitals will win the Stanley Cup in
I like it.
2026, and that is a national/international story, and then Ovechkin will retire.
You know what the crazy thing about this is? Go ahead, Paul. You were going to make.
I just have one comment.
Sure.
Do you think Ovechkin will be better next year now that they cut his Medicaid?
Yes, because he has plenty of private insurance.
Yeah,
I'm sure he does.
he's a-okay.
But all the pressure's off now.
Yeah.
You know, as great
Yeah.
as the season he had, and if you watch the team around him kind of let him make the plays, especially down the stretch, you know, it was all about him. So I think they lost how to play as a team and how to play
yeah.
great defense because
Yeah,
it's like, hey, we want to score another goal.
Sure.
We want to get another goal. We're going to take some chances on passes. You know, we're not going to play as great a defense. And, you know, now that's over. Now I think they can get back to great hockey, and I really like their young coach. And I think he got schooled by Brindamore and by, you know, Florida. And they can beat those two teams, I truly believe, in a 7-game series. And they needed a little bit of adversity as a young team, you know, to get back to the top.
Let me say this really quickly, and this is coming as someone I disagree with what you're saying. It's bold. I think they've got a great team. I think Florida's going to be there for 3 or 4 more years. But
they just locked up everybody, too.
If you're the Pittsburgh Penguins, your biggest rival is the same way. You need to look at your biggest rival and build the same way that the Capitals did. I think Washington did a tremendous job when they were President's Trophy winners and they lost all that talent, right? Starting with TJ Oshie, Nick Backstrom retires. You go down the list.
Yeah.
The way they rebuilt and then stayed competitive with Ovechkin, Pittsburgh needs to follow the same blueprint.
Yep.
Because, again, I think you look at the Penguins, and I think they could definitely, in the Crosby era, get back to the playoffs, be a contending team, but they have to do the way the Capitals did.
Yeah.
And it started with admitting for a year or two, look, we're probably not a playoff team. We're not going to be very good, but we're going to go young. We're going to hire a young coach. I think Spencer Carberry is a tremendous, probably top 5 coach in the league. But it's intriguing to me that the Penguins that have had a rivalry with Washington for a decade plus probably need to follow their blueprint now to win games.
No, I think Washington took Pittsburgh's blueprint.
Oh, fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
From 16, 17.
and I think that, you know, I think some of the other organizations in the NFL have taken the Steelers' blueprint, and I think the Penguins and the Steelers have both gotten stale. Stale in their front office, stale in their coaching staff. I mean, if you watch people play Pittsburgh now, all right, if you watch the Ravens, what they did to T.J. Watt in the playoff game, they zone read him. He tackled Henry every time there was Lamar.
Yep.
No scrape exchange. We talked about it earlier. But people have figured out this is what Pittsburgh is.
Yeah.
And instead of just trying to play smash mouth against a 3-4, they finally said, oh, we're going to read T.J. Watt. We don't have to block him.
Yep.
You know, so I haven't seen Pittsburgh evolve or innovate on offense or defense the way other teams have.
For sure. No, and that's definitely why they're going to have a down year this year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But to Isaac's point about the Penguins too, I mean, you see them kind of rebuild in the draft this year. You're keeping Crosby around. It'll be really interesting to see what they're going to do with Malkin and Letang coming into this year. If you believe everybody in Pittsburgh, the fan base, well, they're going to sell the farm for Connor McDavid, and McDavid's going to finish out.
No.
Well, Crosby's going to finish his career out with McDavid. That's not even a bold prediction. That's insanity. But I do think there's some hope coming through from Pittsburgh. But the other thing is, you know, I just said about Malkin and Letang kind of maybe lost a step a little bit. Ovi hasn't. I have not really seen, maybe a little bit in the speed, but that shot is just as deadly as it was 15 years ago.
The guy had a broken leg last
and
year.
he's still, yeah.
He had a broken leg.
And you know the thing that the Penguins and the Capitals both have going for them is, and this has been the case with Crosby, it's been the case with Ovechkin. You have 2 built-in great players no matter who you put on the line with them. So you know right out of the gate, whoever you put next to Sid and Ovi on the top line will be great players.
For sure.
So that saves you the time from having to find 2 or 3 top-line guys. You have it built in. Sid can work with anyone. Ovi can work with anyone. And I think to Wayne's point, that's how the Capitals were able to build so quickly because they had a top line. It didn't matter. They could have 2 scrubs. It wouldn't make a difference. Ovi would carry them through. So it'll be interesting, but I like it from Wayne. I disagree with all 3 of you, but it's very good, bold predictions.
That's typical.
Well, I have to be the zig and the zag guy, the yin yang, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to break the rules tonight because at the end of the day, it's my show, and if I get canceled,
I thought it was our show.
Ouch, yeah, all right.
No, it's okay. Wow, whatever. All right, it is our show, but I'm the one hosting it. Wayne, we were having such a good flow here, and no, I'm kidding. So I'm going to give.
Well, it's not Wayne's fault.
I was going to give. I was going to give one, but no one did a local prediction, so I'm going to give a local prediction first.
Right.
And I think that this is. I don't even know if this is very bold, but I think it's necessary. I think it's needed. Tom Koval and I talked about this a lot on podcasts in the winter, and I think it's way long overdue. The biggest local story that we will be talking about over the next 100 episodes is that finally, there will be a shot clock in high school basketball.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, the PIAA passed its first motion to approve a shot clock. It needs to be passed 2 more times. Now, this may not come into play until 2028, 2029, but we're finally going to have a scenario where strategy needs to change. The way you build your team needs to change. It will change, at least in my view, a lot of the complexion of the game, and I think it makes it faster.
Yep.
I think it makes it more entertaining, and I think for the fans, when you get into playoff games, you don't have the slow prod that we're used to seeing, 2.5, 3-hour games. I think it's going to be a great thing for high school, and I think that the PIAA should pass it 2 more times, and I think they will pass it 2 more times. I love the idea of a shot clock, and I think it's going to be the biggest local story that we're going to talk about.
What do you think the high school shot clock could be? How many seconds?
I think
should be.
I think you keep it at 30. I mean, I think 30 is plenty of time. Maybe you go 35 just to make it a little bit longer than college. But I mean, we see even in college, 30 seconds is a long time to shoot the basketball. And I think when you look at the way the game is evolving now, a lot of teams trap, a lot of teams press. So as an offense, you have to get the ball over half court within 5 or 6 seconds anyway, or you're turning it over. And so I think 30, 35, somewhere in that range would be a perfect amount of time to be able to have teams come up with a great and dynamic game plan. Because, I mean, you think about it now, a lot of teams are shooting the ball that quick anyway. So I don't think you need 40, 45 seconds as a shot clock. I think it defeats the purpose in my view. What about you guys? What do you think?
I don't think it's a bold prediction. I think it needs to happen.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started covering high school sports, PIAA, and I found out there was no shot clock in basketball. That was insane to me. Now, you guys know I'm not exactly basketball's biggest fan, but that was even more ridiculous to me to think like, okay, you can just run around with the ball as long as you want, and there's no shot clock. You need to have a shot clock, not even just to make the game more entertaining, but to make it more fast-paced, to get rid of some of that strategy, or to maybe give it more strategy to play around that instead of just playing keep away. You got to get rid of the ball. It's going to keep teams in it a little more.
I agree. And so I think that's the biggest story, and I think it's a good thing. And really anyone who opposes it, I think is stuck in my view, stuck in their ways. And I think it's a good thing, and I don't really think it's going to affect much for teams that do this on a consistent basis anyway. So there's my local prediction.
Let's make it interesting. Let's just put the shot clock on in the last 5 minutes. Let's let them play the first half.
I said with
first
Tom
half of the
Koval.
second half, and then make them boom, change their strategy mid-flight.
Wouldn't that be
Last 5
something?
minutes shot clock.
Wouldn't that be something?
Boy, now you have some strategy.
Back in
huh?
basketball season, I said this to Tom Koval. I said they just need to take the last 2 minutes, 5 minutes of basketball and make it like the NHL. If you're going to foul, sit for 2 minutes. You're going to sit, you got to start rotating players in. You got to be on the penalty kill. Do something, because the last 2 minutes of basketball, I've said it 1,000 times on this show, are the worst 2 minutes in any sport.
How about we do a compromise with Wayne? Start at 35 in the first quarter. Every single quarter, you decrease 5 seconds off the shot clock.
That would be awesome.
In the fourth quarter, 20 seconds, baby.
Okay, so Wayne and Isaac, Team Chaos.
I like it. I'm here for it.
I guess I'm the only guy up here who's the classic. I like the no shot clock.
Okay.
I guess the difference is this: I can see it in the varsity game, but the junior varsity game, it's junior varsity serves a different purpose because winning is important. Obviously, everybody likes to win, but the purpose of JV is to learn the game at the level that you're playing. When you're a 9th and 10th grader, you're learning to play when you're an 11th and 12th grader against people this age, this side, this speed, the flow of the game, the pace of the game, and forcing it to move those decisions inside a 30 or 35 second window. I think it's just too fast. I think you turn it into AAU ball where it's so fast paced. You try to run a play, it doesn't work. What happens? Instead of getting to reset and, okay, let's run it better this time, it's, hey, just jack up a bad shot and we'll try it again later. And if you're playing a more supremely talented team, without the shot clock, you can actually strategize to beat a team who's more talented than you.
Sure.
But you have a chance. When you put on that shot clock, it's, listen, man, they can run faster, they can jump higher. I've got to put the ball up in 30 seconds. Maybe I don't stand a chance in 30 seconds. I got to fool somebody, and it might take 45 seconds to do.
What if they call it the dynamic shot clock?
I'm
like the
passing this over.
dynamic
I'm
kickoff?
done.
I think you have a great point. I don't see why there wouldn't be a compromise to slowly put in varsity and not JV. I mean, to your point, JV is a developmental league. Who cares if you're 18-1? You're not winning anything in terms of. So make that your developmental. I watch more baseball now than I've watched in years, and the baseball pitch clock. makes it so much better.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, so I definitely think they do have to do some things. I've watched a lot of high school basketball, and it's like watching paint dry. It's not very entertaining at all. And so I do think they have to do something.
Yeah.
Because in terms of a society, we've become, you know, we want everything immediate gratification. Everything's faster.
Yeah.
That we have. And watching a slow-paced game, I think, takes away probably from attendance and interest in those things.
Yeah.
Has attendance and interest dropped in high school basketball? I mean, we're doing a podcast about it right now. Basketball's had no shot clock for more than 100 episodes, and here we are talking about it. Why?
I like.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I hate that saying.
Surprise, Paul doesn't like change.
But you know what? I do like Paul's idea of compromise. What Wayne talked about.
I think so too.
Varsity, it should. JV, I'm okay with it not, because I think you have that developmental aspect. And then if you go to JV, it just brings up the question: well, do you do it during middle school? Do you do it during elementary school? So that
Where does it stop?
I will revise my bold prediction for varsity games. Shot clock is needed.
Hey, I'm making progress. I got a convert.
You got to have convert. All right, so I got one more. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm going to make it.
Your show.
Another surprise of a 100th show. Isaac brings 2 when he's supposed to bring 1.
You're the host.
I got one of what matters. I got one great team. That's what matters. So yeah, it's trying to save face there. All right, so you guys, Nick and Paul talked about our local NFL teams, and rightfully so. We talk about them all the time, but we're missing one, and this was the one I was going to give at the beginning. Well, let's just go into what I think is the most obvious. I have been a pessimist, and I'm not a Bills fan. I'm just going to get that right now. I've been a big pessimist with Buffalo year in, year out, because it's like, okay, Kansas City's still in the picture. They're not going to get over the hump. That's going to change this year. This is the year they win the Super Bowl. That's the biggest story that we're going to talk about. At some point, you have to feel like you're going to squeak through at some point. Washington Capitals. 3-4 straight years in a row they couldn't beat the Penguins. The first year that they do, they win the Stanley Cup. I think that this is a team, as long as Josh Allen is getting better and remains in his prime, they don't need a star wide receiver. James Cook is a stud running back. You pick up Joey Bosa and you add to that defensive line, which, as we have all said, is the one area that they need to be better in to beat the Chiefs. I think this is the year they do it. I think this is the year they get past everybody. And I really believe that if they get by KC in the playoffs, nobody's stopping them, because that's the only team that has been able to at this point. So my bold prediction nationally for the next 100 episodes is the Buffalo Bills will win the Super Bowl this season.
See, I had prepped 3 just in case, because you never know where you guys are going to go. My other one that I had was that we're going to be comparing Josh Allen and Dan Marino because he's never going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So I'm on the opposite side of you there, buddy.
Well, I'm not speaking to that, because the last time that I said Josh
He may
Allen,
never play in one, but Marino played in one.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not speaking because the last time I said that Josh Allen would be the best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl, I almost got executed live on air. So I'm not bringing that up again.
That sounds about right.
I'm not bringing.
Lamar Jackson.
That sounds about right.
I love it. It's tremendous.
I don't think it's Josh Allen.
No.
I think it's Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's, you know, you get to Andy Reid and Spagnuolo, and just right now they've got their number.
Yeah.
And some people do.
Yep.
And that's just a fact right now.
Yeah.
You know, Cincinnati went into Kansas City and beat them. You know, so I think Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl before Josh Allen.
Ooh, I like
He's
that
been
too.
to one.
Can I do something really special for this 100th episode?
The floor is yours, Paul.
I'm going to speak positively
show.
about the Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
All right, so hit the record button.
Wow.
Something that we've seen historically
listen.
is great coach-quarterback combos. You brought up Sean McDermott. I think he's middling. I don't think he's a bad coach at all. Great defensive mind. The coach that comes to mind that I think will make the difference with the Buffalo Bills is the offensive play caller, Joe Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he has been since that LSU team in 2019 with Joe Burrow and all those guys. I think he's been ahead of the curve for a long time now, and he's been able to maintain that edge as at the head of the class in offensive schemes. Nobody schemed quads, which is 4 offensive eligibles to one side of the center, more than Joe Brady last year. And it got even predictable at the end of the year. High leverage situations, he's going to figure out a way to go quads because as a defensive guy, it is so hard.
Breaks all your rules.
It breaks
Yeah.
all the rules, and Brady knows that, and he's got a great quarterback. Allen's a great quarterback. There's really no denying. I could nitpick it, but he's a great quarterback. I think you've got a great offensive mind to pair with a great quarterback. Two guys maybe ahead of their time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hate to see it. I would probably cry for a couple of weeks. I don't think it's not unfeasible. And if Don Coryell and all his offenses, Shula and Marino, the West Coast offense and in Montana, it's coach quarterback. Reed and Mahomes, it's coach quarterback.
Yep.
The Bills have a really premier offensive coordinator quarterback combo. That's tough to match.
But are you saying that Joe Brady should be the head coach and he needs a head coach quarterback combo?
No, I don't think so. I think it's something about that is interesting. Is I look at a guy, the new head coach of the Saints. His name escapes me. Kellen Moore, one of my favorite offensive coordinators for years now. He's going to get a shot as an HC. We're going to see how that works. I don't know how that's going to play out. Great offensive coordinator. Sometimes great coordinators don't turn into great coaches, and I think there are average coordinators who are actually great head coaches. I think Tomlin was he was a decent defensive coordinator. He wasn't a mastermind. He's a great head coach. Yeah. Some guys are just leaders of men.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And some guys are really smart, genius type people, but they're not leaders of men. I think Miami has one of those right now. Really, really smart guys, but they're not a head coach. I don't know Joe Brady personally. But again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's a really good offensive coordinator, and I think he's at a really good spot in Buffalo.
Coming soon to a theater near you, The Coaches Show with Paul Adamsek and Wayne Bradford. Part of our upcoming fall lineup in September of 2025.
I would tune into that one.
And the biggest surprise of the 2025 NFL season, Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and the Las Vegas Raiders.
I like it.
Speaking of leaders of men.
I like it.
I love that. He's got Genty. Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
This is why we love this show. Bold predictions, maybe they come true. We'll see. Send us your bold prediction in the comments here as we continue on our 100th episode. Want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who have been with us since the beginning or have been with us since episode 95 or whenever you started watching. We're indebted to you. We really appreciate everything that you've done to support us and be around us four clowns who are just here on a Tuesday night enjoying the sunshine and the music and podcasting at the Rebich Investments Amphitheater. Our show, as always, and has been from the beginning, brought to you by our friends at Rebich Investments. 814-734-3433, the number to dial. www.rebichinvestments.com is the website to go to. It is that time. The main events. We have done this twice before in different variations, and it has been one of our most viewed segments ever. We did it for Thanksgiving foods. We did it for New Year's Christmas movies. And tonight, we present to you our first ever summer picnic food snake draft. I am excited for this, gentlemen. This is going to be a lot of fun. If you remember, one of our best moments ever was at our Thanksgiving food draft when Nick Artman went with deviled eggs at 1-1.
Stand by it. I don't care what anybody says. Stand by it.
So tonight,
Coming again, probably.
so tonight,
They get all mushy in the sun. It's not good.
when pondering the segment and coming up with the best way to divvy up the picks, we got to give Nick a second chance. Nick Artman gets our first pick of the draft tonight.
I mean, I earned it with such a great pick.
Once again,
Or
we're
maybe
gonna-
I ended up in last place again because of the pick.
You're
I
the
don't
Chris Greer.
we're gonna
of food
go.
drafts.
We're gonna go down the line. I'll go last. It's okay. I'll take the brunt. I'll bear the brunt for this group tonight, since I'm getting thrown in every which direction tonight. So the rules are simple. It's a snake draft like fantasy football. We start at 1, we go to 4, then we go from 4 to 1. A 4-round draft. So you've got an opportunity for some protein in there, some side dishes, dessert if you like. Whatever you fancy. Nick Artman with the number 1 pick of our first ever summer picnic food snake draft. You, sir, are on the clock.
Listen, if you're watching on the stream, I got the sun behind me. I got this halo effect going on right now, and that's because the heavens are blessing this first-round pick. Listen, you can insert any meat you want into a barbecue, and it is delicious. Because of that,
You can't just say meat.
I can't. No, I'm not saying meat.
Okay.
Because let me finish my sentence. Because of that, I'm switching to the dessert side of the picnic.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I'm coming in hot right off the bat. I want my dessert because I'll substitute any meat, whatever I get in the back pick. Strawberry pretzel dessert
That's so good.
is the 101 of summer picnic foods. I don't care what anybody says. Take whatever meat you want. Like I said, if people are going to, I know I won't give away your picks. I won't give away your strategies. But I'm going dessert because I can insert any meat to pair with that strawberry pretzel dessert, and I'm a happy guy.
You almost aced it. I don't like the pretzels, but I will give you credit. It's a great dessert.
No, you got to have the little salt with the little sweet.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick. I love it. And you can eat all that, the whole bowl of that.
That's
all day
awful.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
What are we, 12?
Yes. Yes. I will take my pan of strawberry pretzel dessert and go home, Wayne.
We act like 12-year-olds on this podcast. So, yeah, I guess we are 12. So, Nick, with a much better pick this time around, I'm glad that we gave you 1-1 because you went the alternate route, so you give us more opportunity. Paul Adamczyk, you're next. Number 2 pick of our summer food snake draft.
So I'm the draft guy on this.
You
on
are.
this
You're
thing
the
here.
resident.
So I have a 25 pick big board of foods. Okay.
Of course you do.
So what I'm doing right now, I believe in my number one choice as much as Mel Kiper believed in Jimmy Clausen. Okay, because with this food still on the board, I'm filling out that card and I am sprinting to the podium, gentlemen. Cheeseburger is still on the board somehow at number 2. When you think of grilling, okay, there's 2 things, right? Hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yep.
Right? That's it. Those are the 2. Now, you've got the hamburger, which is great. All right? Nobody dislikes a hamburger.
Oh, yeah, I do.
But when you add a slice of cheese, guys, the mechanics on the grill have to be clean, but we're talking about a high ceiling, low floor. No bust potential here. The cheeseburger is the number 1 food, and I'm getting it at pick number 2.
How about
done.
how about 2 slices of cheese? 2 different types of cheese.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Great. As many slices of cheese as you want. Topping it up, man. Lettuce, tomato, pickles. Go crazy. Mayonnaise.
It's a versatile pick. It really is like the Travis Hunter of picks because you could throw in, a little bit of
Both sides of
mustard.
the
You
ball.
could make it a little
Yep.
barbecue. Yeah, I mean, it's a great pick.
Absolutely. As long as it's not a vegan burger. Wayne?
That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
don't give me a black bean
Black
burger.
bean burger.
All right,
Get outta
All
here.
right.
All right.
So we said picnic/outdoor. We didn't necessarily say grill, correct? So
Grill
I'm
is
gonna
okay.
So I'm gonna make sure.
Grill's okay.
All right, that we don't exclude probably the greatest finger food you can ever have, and one of the slogans you always grow up with is it's finger licking good. Southern fried chicken. There is nothing like good old spicy Southern fried chicken in the summertime.
That's a great one. You're a spicy guy?
I'm a spicy guy.
Everyone's a spicy
Original
guy. except-
recipe is good, but spicy. All right.
So
I worked at Bojangles when I was in high school.
Did you
Oh,
really?
so good.
And man, you had to throw that away every night. I would hide in the walk-in box eating all that leftover
They wouldn't
chicken.
let you take
Wayne,
the
I'm
I'm
leftovers?
not
Put it
too
in a
humble to
box.
say that. I would hide in the walk-in and eat the dirty rice and the spicy chicken.
Who was the
Wayne,
name of
put
My
your
that in a
manager would be like,
box.
"Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm putting all the food away."
Who was the name of
You're
your
supposed to throw
manager?
that away.
You're not lying,
I don't know that.
technically.
All I know was at night when they wanted to throw that food away,
Oh,
He put it in
my
the trash
gosh.
bag and walked it out to
I
his car.
was in the
said
walk-in
bye.
box. Like, what are you
said
doing in the
bye.
walk-in box for half an hour? Eating the spicy fried chicken.
Wow, that's a good pick. Any specific spices you put on there? What's your
It's a
recipe?
secret recipe.
No, I mean, Old Bay, if you're a Maryland guy,
Oh, yeah.
a little
Okay.
spicy
I like
fried
that. I like
chicken.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm a paprika guy. Chili powder's good on anything. You can put chili powder on a potato, a French fry,
Yeah.
a piece of southern fried chicken. So anything that's got a little kick to it.
All right, I love it. All right, so we go meat with Paul and Wayne. Nick went strawberry pretzel dessert, so I get 2 picks now. I'm on the clock. I'm going to go main course first. I cannot believe this was not taken at 1-1 because I'm still waiting for my podcasting partner to invite us over to have these. I can't believe this is on the board with 1-4. Ribs is my number 1 pick. This is so easy. I mean, you can't go wrong, right? You can go barbecue. You can do some baby back. You can do grill. You can whatever you want to do. There's so many different flavors. Whether or not you do whatever, they're just so good. It's hard for me to explain just the satisfaction you get from having ribs on July 4th, ribs on Memorial Day, and every single person can't get enough of them. Like you buy 3 or 4 racks, you still don't have enough. The only thing I don't like is the price because it gets a little up there, but ribs is like I think ribs is the best barbecue outdoor food that you've got. Cheeseburgers a close second, but if I don't have burgers, I'm going ribs.
No, listen. You're not going to get an argument from me. All of these have been great picks. I made ribs today before I came to the show. So
Did you really?
Oh, absolutely.
And you still
I did.
didn't invite us.
No.
Wow.
And you didn't bring any.
Wow.
There wasn't any to bring. My daughter, who is 7, is so bougie to these days. Now she asks for ribs for dinner, so I got to make her ribs.
Wow.
My little girl asked for ribs. I'm making ribs.
Dad of the year, Nick Artman over
They
at
didn't
Edinburgh.
last long. They
No?
didn't last long.
Okay, well, yeah, at least you got Dad of the year for one night. All right, round number 2. So recapping round 1, Nick goes strawberry pretzel dessert. Paul with the cheeseburger. Wayne picks Southern fried chicken. I'm going to go with ribs. So I'm going to get the first pick of the second round of the draft. This might be a little high, but I'm partial to it because it's my favorite, probably my favorite food in the world that I eat the most. It's amazing. It's a side dish. It would probably be on the board in the third round, but I don't want to risk it. Watermelon is my number 2 pick. Again, another dish where you can't get enough of it. It's easy to eat. If you get the right one, like you pick the right one, right, with a yellow spot
I was
in
going
the
to say,
middle,
did you look up the science behind
green
it?
on the
Oh, yeah.
edges. Oh, my gosh. I will eat a whole thing in one sitting.
Hold
They're
on
awesome.
now. Traditional with seeds or seedless?
Seedless. So you
Seedless.
can't do it with
Oh,
seeds.
come on.
Gross.
You're a boneless
Gross.
wing guy, too, probably.
Oh, that's just dirty.
Um,
Fighting words coming from Coach Wayne Bradford.
I am a boneless wing guy.
Oh, I knew it. You called that.
But no, well, watermelon's just such a good dish. So
Boneless
refreshing,
wings.
too, right? And the thing I love, too, is you have a half a rack of ribs or a whole rack of ribs, whatever you desire. Sit for 15 minutes, have some watermelon. 10 minutes later, you're all set to go. It's like a palate cleanser. It's wonderful. Watermelon's my number 2 pick to start round 2, gentlemen.
All right, it's a great pick. So we're going to go with that sloppy theme still. We had the finger-licking good chicken. So now, being a Maryland guy, there is nothing like super Silver Queen corn on the cob.
Oh, it's so
Right?
good.
So you got that corn on the cob, and you just roll it in the butter.
Yeah.
And then you roll it in the garlic salt and the pepper and the Old Bay, and it's all over your face. And as much as I like, strawberry pretzel, I
Get
much
out
rather have, butter and pepper and finger-licking good fried chicken skin than strawberry pretzel.
Listen, I don't disagree with you.
Good old corn on the cob.
That's a good pick. I can't believe it was still on the board in the second round.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
Because
So he
you
stole
guys
the
did
pick.
exactly what I knew you were going to do. You were going to go with main dish first, so I went side dessert, so I can have any main dish I want to way back.
This is a guy
Well-
who drafts a kicker too early in fantasy football. That's what he's saying.
Wait,
That's his strategy.
You draft the kicker in fantasy
Oh
football?
no, I don't. I'm on the band kicker in fantasy train.
Just Justin Tucker's not on the board this year.
No.
All right, anyway.
Too
All right,
soon. Sorry,
Paul.
Wayne.
All right, Paul. You're going to add to your cheeseburger entree.
Right. So I'm building the plate, right? I've already got the quarterback of the plate. We're looking good. Ribs off the board, great pick. Watermelon, beautiful. Corn on the cob is where I was going. So excellent pick. Slid in front of me there. Kind of stole one out from under me, but that's fine. We got a great board. Board is still looking good. Hot dogs still up there. Not going to take hot dogs.
okay.
Still on the board. Just letting the folks know. We are going with the side. I said I have the main dish. I got the cheeseburger on the plate there. How about something that you can put next to the chicken? You can eat it with ribs. I don't know if I'd eat it with strawberry pretzel stuff, but I'd eat it with a hamburger, cheeseburger. How about potato salad?
Yeah, good
right?
pick.
Bunch of ways you can prepare it. Everybody's grandmother has their recipe. You grew up with that potato salad that, like, you were going to a barbecue and you were like, man, I hope so-and-so is going to bring their potato salad, right? I think everybody's got that family member. I have probably a half a dozen of those family members. I'm showing my privilege. I love potato salad. I think it pairs with anything. To get it at pick 7, I think is
7, yep.
unbelievable. I'm going with potato salad.
Do you have a
fellas.
specific way you like it prepared?
So I like a little bit of mustard, not too much. I'm not an egg guy, so I don't like when they throw eggs in. Sometimes, if you've
Paul
got a
has
crazy
the worst
aunt,
food takes.
this is strawberry pretzel at 1-1, talking about my food takes over here.
How do you not have eggs in potato salad? I quit the show. You
pick-
can have it, Isaac.
I pick deviled eggs. I know food.
Can
Nick
I go with the
Arvin
coup de grace here? Have you ever had bacon bits? A little bit of bacon bits
That
in
I
there?
agree with.
I have
There
not
you go.
had that,
Red-skin
but I'm sure it would be good.
Red skin
Yeah,
potatoes is
red-skin
great,
potatoes.
and I like a little crunch too, so a little celery in there. I don't mind.
Okay, good pick. Nick, you got to add a main dish here.
Listen, I don't have to.
I guess
I
you
can
had
collect all the
2
sides.
picks in a row.
I can collect all the sides, and hot dogs will still be there in the fourth.
Trying to hand him hot dogs here.
I'm still not taking hot dogs.
All right.
You know why? Because go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead.
I'm thinking you're going with s'mores.
No, I already have my dessert. I'm good. I have my dessert. Nothing else matters from here on out. Listen, because if I would have went main dish, My 101 is still on the board.
Really?
Again, we said summer barbecue, summer picnic. So what I'm taking at the last pick of the second round is pulled pork.
Oh.
You can do a little sweet
Yeah.
barbecue. You could do a honey barbecue. You could make a little, more of a carnitas with a little bit of Mexican spice. You can do the Old Bay. Listen, you could put it on a bun. You could put it with the coleslaw. You could have it your way, buddy.
Have a taco.
You can have a taco. Listen, having strawberry pretzel salad, strawberry pretzel salad with the 101, and then coming back around with pulled pork at the end of the second, I could walk away and still win this round.
Do you have a smoker?
Absolutely, I have
You
a smoker.
And you still haven't invited us over?
Next podcast.
We'll have it in my house, my backyard.
This is- oh
Episode
my
150 is
I-
going to be like a smokehouse episode.
Nick's got a smoker. Jeez, oh Pete.
We'll pull some Federal Hill mammoth ribs.
Dad of the year times 2.
I like it.
All right, so 2 rounds in. Nick's lineup is strawberry pretzel dessert and
Winning.
pulled pork. Wayne's got southern fried chicken and corn on the cob. Paul with his cheeseburger and potato salad. I've got ribs and watermelon. Nick, third round's all yours. Start us off.
All right, so now I got my dessert. I got my main dish. I got to go with a side. I'm a little upset that corn on the cob is not there because I do love a good corn on the cob, a little Mexican street corn. But potato salad is a strong second one. But for a barbecue, picnic, outdoor picnic, man, I'm struggling because I still have 2 that I really, really want. So I'm just going to go ahead and trust my gut here. I'm going to go with some baked beans. But let me explain this for a second. Let me explain. Not just, get that can of Bush's baked beans out of here, right? I want Mama Artman's, she calls them hobo beans. They're baked beans, but it's pretty much chili with like a baked bean, sweet brown sugar base. It is amazing. You throw all these beans, you throw some beef in there, bacon, throw it in, buddy. Count me in. I'm going baked beans with my second pick.
That's a good pick. And the more you have in the baked beans, I think the better.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Do you put a little brown sugar in there?
Little brown sugar, little
orange
bacon.
juice?
I've never done orange juice.
Orange juice is
I
pretty
like
good
the little
in
acidic idea
there.
there.
Yeah, orange juice is pretty good in there.
right.
All right, you're coming around the corner. You're getting
No.
there.
I planned this is working exactly how I wanted to. I'm bummed not to get corn on the cob. I thought I might get it in the third, but I'm happy.
All right.
I'm happy.
was going to take corn.
See, I didn't have it either way then. All right.
Over to Paul Adamczyk for the third round pick.
So this is an interesting predicament here
Yes.
because I've got kind of a Shadur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel situation going on where I've got a higher rated player on the board, but I might go someone else higher here
Okay.
just to fill out the plate. Like I said, hot dog still out there.
Yeah.
Classic American, a Smith's. Come on, now we're in Erie.
Right.
But I got a cheeseburger on my plate.
Yep.
I got potato salad sitting over here feeling good. I think I need some more carbs. I'm clearly a carb guy, as you can tell. I like cheese as well.
Don't take it. No.
I know you want it, but I got to pick ahead of you. And I'm going with the barbecued macaroni and cheese. Yes, mac and cheese. It goes with everything. You can put it. You can have it with ribs. You can have it with chicken. You can have it with your pulled pork.
You know, I
It
was
just-
even going to do the presentation of turning the rack of ribs over and putting the mac and cheese on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good pick.
Like I said, I'm great at drafting.
Yeah,
so
yeah, good pick.
I'm sorry to take that, but yeah, macaroni and cheese in the second pick of the third round.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm looking good, Wayne. What do you got for me?
Well, baked beans was my go-to, right? And with bacon.
Oh, yeah.
And with chopped up hot dogs.
Oh yeah,
So you took my baked beans.
beanies and weenies, buddy.
So I'm gonna go back to, your staple. So I'm gonna go with your hot Italian sausage.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a hot dog, but it's got more character. It's a little bolder. It's a little better. You can put the onions and the peppers on that, so you add in a little bit of vegetable there too. So
vegetable.
you grill those sausages up. You got a pan with the onions and peppers, and you just throw them in there, and they kind of just marinate. And you can mash it all together. You can eat the green beans or the baked beans and the
I like it.
mac and cheese together. So let's go with some spicy Italian sausage.
I love it. Spicy, too.
Small school prospect coming in hot. I mean, in the third round, you gotta love it. I mean, the
It's got a
hot dog.
high ceiling.
The hot dog is like you take them home to meet your parents, but the Italian sausages, you tell them you're going over to your buddy's house to study, and then you go meet the hot Italian sausage. That's a stellar pick. High ceiling pick on that
Like
from
it.
the Italian sausage.
I'll tell you
Thank
what,
you.
Paul, your comparisons every episode are spot on. It's unbelievable how good it is. All right, well, I'm in the dumps here. I've lost almost every pick that I have on my board, so I got to reach into the well here because I got 2 picks left. I got to do a dessert, and I got to do one more side. I thought about going with French fries, but I feel like that's too boring. It's too bland. You can have those anytime. So mac and cheese is off the board, but I'm a carb guy too. So I'm going to go with the little Italian pasta salad.
I like it.
I think that's the second best option if you don't have mac and cheese, right? You have a little cheese in there, little ham, pepperoni slices, some peppers if you want, tomatoes. You can do it up however you want. There's really no wrong way to go about it. And it's nice because it's also a cold option, right? So you don't have hot and hot with mac and cheese and ribs or whatever. You get that nice cool down too with Italian pasta salad. So it's second best option to mac and cheese. It's the Dylan Gabriel, Paul, the Shadur Sanders. So I'll go with that.
It's a good room.
Nick, what do we got through 3 rounds? What are our menus looking like?
All right, so what we're looking at here now, we are, I went with the strawberry pretzel dessert, rounded it out with the pulled pork, and then the baked beans. Polly, you started out with a cheeseburger, brought it back around with the potato salad, finished it out with the mac and cheese. Wayne went Southern fried chicken, brought it with the corn on the cob, still upset about that. And the hot Italian sausage, which is a great way to pull it out. And then Isaac, you rounded out the first with ribs, brought it back with watermelon, and just finished out with some pasta salad. You're back on the clock, the top of the 4th.
1 round to go, folks. I got to have a dessert. You can't have a summer picnic without having something sweet. I loved Nick's idea with the strawberry salad. I just personally like it like an angel food cake salad. Wayne's going to tell me I'm soft. It's okay. I understand. You know, I wanted to go like with an ice cream or something here. I'm a big ice cream guy, but there is no dessert in the world that is more satisfying and refreshing on a summer day when you've just eaten everything and you need something to just tide you over. Peach cobbler a la mode.
Okay, oh yeah.
The best summer dessert that there is. It goes well with anything. You've got the fruit in there. You've got the nice little crumb coating topping over it. You don't have to even have vanilla ice cream. You can have whatever kind of ice cream you want. It is a tremendous dish. I can eat half a pan. Clearly, what the trend you get is that I eat a lot of what I'm putting on the plate. So I'll go peach cobbler. I think it's a really nice compliment, and man, it just sets you right up for the next day. So I like that as my dessert pick. I don't know if it would have been picked by the panel, but I'm going to go with it because I only got 1 pick left.
I look at I think the a la mode is really the key to that one because you got the hot peach cobbler, you got the cold alamo. It's like a dual threat dessert is what it is. And getting a dual threat in the 4th round, I think it's tremendous value.
I would also say too, as a addition, right, as the speeding ticket to Shadur Sanders' play style, although this is a lot better, maraschino cherries on the top of it too is a good way to go with the ice cream too. So there you go. There's my lineup. I'm out of picks. Wayne Bradford, you've got 1 more to round out your summer food lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to round it out with a dessert myself, and I'm going to go very similar to you, but I'm going to go with the hot apple pie a la mode with the vanilla ice cream.
Yep.
So nothing better after you're all filled up with those baked beans, that macaroni and cheese. All right. Then some hot apple pie and some vanilla ice cream just trickling down the side.
I love it. That's a good pick.
With hot fudge syrup.
Ooh, caramel? No caramel. All right, Wayne's against caramel. Good pick on the dessert, Wayne. We've got a fruit theme going for our dessert here, Paul.
Apple pie. I mean, 4-year starter, All-American honors. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Bust in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Low bust potential.
Listen, folks, and there's no ChatGPT involved. This is Paul's straight analysis coming out of his head. Hashtag pro.
Okay, so listen, I got one last pick here.
Yep.
You guys, you were going to the same vein as me, but didn't take what I'm about to pick here. So I appreciate you. Great picks. It's a little bit simpler, but I love a nice, just like chilled fruit salad. You know what I mean? Some blueberries, some sliced strawberries, throw some raspberries in there. I like bananas, some melons, some kiwis. Just cut it all up, throw it into a big glass bowl, stick it in the fridge for an hour. Cover it with the plastic wrap, and then somebody like always forgets it. You get your full plate, and then somebody comes out, oh, we got fruit salad. And they put that big, beautiful bowl. It's like $150 worth of fruit in this little bowl, but it's fresh because you got it and sliced it that morning. I'm looking at it. I got 2 sides. I got a cheeseburger, and I got this nice little pile of fruit right here. I'm going to sleep good at the end of this draft.
Paul, are you one to add a cream cheese fruit dip as an option for people to enjoy?
I mean, I would bring it. I'd put it out there. I'm not going to use it personally, but I'm not offended by ones that do.
All right. Good pick. All fruit desserts from all four of us. But Nick's already picked a dessert. Maybe he'll pick s'mores.
This could not have gone better. I am like
You're lying.
jumping in my.
You're
No, I'm not
clearly
going s'mores. Get out of here. I'm not going s'mores. That's like I mean, I wouldn't call that a picnic food. That's like a late night campfire food. But I am
Is that a
thrilled
night picnic?
I'm thrilled with how this turned out. All right. I got my strawberry pretzel salad right out the gate. I got the dessert I want. Forget about it. Everything else doesn't matter. But then I get my pulled pork, and then I get the baked beans to mix with the pulled pork. Listen, this worked out phenomenally. I never thought this would be here in the third. When it was passed in the third, I thought I had a chance because you guys were all going to go dessert. My draft strategy went, it came, and I am going with the cornbread muffin to pair with my pulled pork, a little bit of honey. So I got my starch, I got my pulled pork, I got the baked beans. I rounded out with some strawberry pretzel salad. Listen, I looked long and hard at pineapple upside down cake here in the fourth because that's a great one. Throw it on the smoker, give it a little bit of grit to it, delicious. However, I need my bread to round out the pulled pork.
I think your menu, you could combine all the things besides the dessert, and it would still taste
so good. And then you have the dessert to wash the palate. I'm thrilled.
Wow. All right, I got to hand it to Nick. You did a better job than last time. But
The bar was
the
low.
next episode, Rebich will provide all of that food, and we'll sample it.
I'll cook it.
We'll send it to
I'll
Nick's
cook it.
house on the smoker.
I'll cook it. Absolutely, I'll cook it.
Strong draft, strong UDFA class coming up too. We
I was
left
gonna say.
we left a lot
We sure
on the
did.
board.
Yeah, there could be a
fantastic.
wild card pick coming in future episodes too, because I feel like we're kind of in that realm where you could have 5 or 6 rounds and it would be perfectly fine.
Oh, absolutely.
I really like it. Well, folks, it is 8:10. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes, and we've loved every single moment of it. We hope you've laughed as hard as we have. This has been a wonderful night tonight. We started with the sun up, and we've ended with the sun down. We're not ending our Gem City Sports Podcast Network anytime soon, but I think being sentimental now is only appropriate, guys. It has been wonderful, first and foremost, where I sit to have all of you on this show, whether it be Flagship City Sports Talk, the Draft Podcast, our high school football talk, our NFL talk, our other sports talk. This has been a joy for me. I know it's been a joy to get to be with every single episode and all of you, and you guys make this fun. This is the lifeblood. We love talking about sports, and this has been a great time. So here's to 100 more, maybe 200 more.
Listen, I'm excited to
drink to that.
I'm excited to be here. You know, I'm glad that I chose you to host my show.
We'll go over the numbers and percentage of ownership coming up. It's been wonderful. We want to thank, first of all, Rebich Investments for being our sole sponsor, for being here at the amphitheater and hosting us tonight. And most importantly, thank you to all of you who watch the show on a day-to-day basis and who put up with us as much as we love talking about sports. Thank you as well to Hallie Parker for making sure everything looks so wonderful digital. She's been a wonderful addition to our team. And we may start a merch line because compliments of Paul Adamczyk, we've got some new gear. We've got some new quarter zips coming down the lane.
Pick the shop, Polly. Pick the shop. Where do we go?
Okay,
Where'd he
so
go?
Faulkner Screen Printing and Monogramming in Girard for all your textile screen printing, monogramming, vinyl needs.
Or if you just want to have a great conversation with Paul, then just
Right,
stop
or
on
you
over.
can just call and talk football and
If you want to find out what the wing
Mess up
tee
my day.
if you want to find out what the wing tee offense is, stop by Faulkner's in Girard.
Well, again, like I said, coming soon to a theater near you, Paul and Wayne Coach Talk coming up in the fall. Speaking of the fall, we got a lot of great things going on. We've got more episodes, of course, coming up next week as we prepare for the fall. We have some new shows in the works, including one big one that we're hopefully really excited to reveal too, and a website coming as well towards the month of August. So thank you again for being with us. Enjoy a great Tuesdays if you're here. If not, come out. There's still a few more Tuesdays left, and enjoy it, everybody. We've loved having you along. 100 episodes down, 100 plus more to go on the Gem City Sports Podcast Network. See you all next week.